Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me okay? I can see things. I can see things bouncing. Hopefully, it's all working. Let's play some Viscounts of the West Kingdom. Hi, everyone that's here. Hi, Brandon. Super excited. Me too. Hopefully. Like, there was a triumph last week. Not to spoil it if you haven't seen last week's stream, but there was an unprecedented triumph in solo Viscounts. Well, on camera, unprecedented anyway. Hi, Steve. Hi, Sam McDonald in the chat, co-designer of Viscounts and the West Kingdoms and all sorts. You saw last week, or if you haven't, you can't hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, so then I don't know what's wrong if you can't hear me. You saw last week, Gates of Gold, the one of two expansions that's on Kickstarter right now for Viscounts of the West Kingdom. You can check out that replay. It's on the channel. I'll link it in the description after we're done with this. You can see all of the different things there, going for different majorities in the castle, recruiting outsiders. Here we are recruiting heroes, so you start with some heroes. Now you can recruit extra ones throughout the game as well. There are treasure chests that can be obtained to boost various actions that can give you resources when certain cards go in certain slots. There are public buildings. You can remove buildings and put public ones out. So once you've built a building there, you can take it down and put one of these public buildings up. And we've got some lovely pieces for the public buildings as well. And as with the Gates of Gold expansion, loads more cards. There are more cards mixed in here. There's an extra 5 manuscripts mixed in, more heroes, more starting cards, more. And you can, as Shem said last week, you can mix them together if you want. There might be a few too many, options and variables. It might give you a bit of AP, but you can if you want to. Hi everyone. Yes, please like the video, subscribe. Follow me on the places if you like. Support me on patreon.com/slickerdrips if you would like to help me make videos and that. But yes, thanks for being here most of all, and hopefully straighten things up. Things will be grand. So this is a prototype of the expansion, by the way, but it's pretty representative. Component-wise, cards and things indistinguishable from the other cards that I've got. So it should be giving you a great idea. But the campaign page, go on Kickstarter and check that out, and that'll show you all of the good stuff that you could be getting. Because there's a box as well, isn't there? As with Paladins, fit all your stuff in a nice big box. So, shall we go? I feel like I'm in a pretty nice position here. I should say as well, I didn't say this till later on, that this is sponsored by Garfield Games, this video. And thanks for reaching out and sending me the things and asking me to do it. Because, yeah, if you saw the many streams that I did last year and videos of various West Kingdom stuff, I'm into it. And I got even more into it with Tome Saga. So that is a little thing as well, that if you look at this button, there we go. If you look at my hero display, the ones with the star here, they came with the Tome Saga expansion, which is mainly you can play the normal West Kingdom games as a big competitive campaign, or you can play each one cooperatively, which is amazing. I did videos for the co-op modes of all of them, I think. It also gave you a few extra things for each of the West Kingdom games, so we've got some extra cards in there. I've just left them mixed in, but everything from Gates of Gold is safely tucked away in its box. We're mainly going to be seeing, hopefully, plenty of new Keeper of Keys stuff. So, what was I saying about my starting thing? Well, as of last time, I made the choice of two things that I've got in the solo game, my starting hero and starting position. I made them with choices from just the new expansion, so we definitely see something new from the off. And Scarlet here has an action that seems really cool, and as far as I know, there isn't anything really like this among other cards. So when Scarlet goes into your display, she lets you take a manuscript action immediately. She also gives you some corruption, but mainly bonus action. That's really cool. So you're going to have the stuff lined up for it, but that's a really interesting thing that a hero can do now. And we aren't just limited. As I said, we can recruit heroes. There are various effects. Like if we look up at the public building here, this is the symbol for recruiting heroes. We can recruit usually you would just get the choice of one at the very start of the game and it would change your starting deck a little bit. Now there is a display we can recruit from over the course of the game and get some of these cards in our decks rather than just at the start. I've also got a treasure chest. So another reason why I wanted to pick Scarlet is because if I stop dropping the card, I can show you that the start card that she got paired with is one of the new start cards from this expansion. And as well as giving you loads of extra options, and of course it includes things that are included in this expansion, it also starts you on these 0.5 spaces, which are, rather than starting you on the outside where all the numbers are, it starts you on the inside track just by that number. So the other reason that I chose Scarlet was she's got a great ability, but also she started us off with a treasure chest, which is a way right away of showing you one of the new things, the treasure chests in this expansion. So whenever you see this symbol, you can gain yourself a treasure chest. They go in these special slots. These are new boards, of course, for this expansion. As you can see, they're I can't show you an old one because they're right at the bottom of this box, but they were, you know, glossy card before. Now they are, you know, they're thick punch board with grooves for the corruption and virtue markers and slots at the bottom for the treasure chests. So they work in slightly different ways. The one I chose, we've got a display of 4 up here that you can choose from. The one I chose, if I have a card in this position that's got the clergy symbol on it for doing manuscript actions, counts as 2 symbols. So it only counts when the card is there, but that is pretty exciting for the very start of it. You also get points throughout the game for getting various treasure chests. So if you've got 1 at the end of the game, 2 points. If you've got 2, 5 points. All 3, you get 9 extra points. So does the bot, of course. And there are lots of different abilities. So if your card in the same position as this treasure chest has the building symbol on it, you can instead use it as 3 merchant symbols. Or if it's got a clergy symbol on it, you could instead use it as a builder or a castle symbol instead. There's ones that, if they've got a criminal on, they do this. If they've got this symbol on, they give you a resource. Loads of different options there when they are all combined together. But I feel like this is going to give me a really nice head start. Since Scarlet does clergy, I really feel like starting off with some manuscripts is a good idea. But is it? Because I am playing against a different AI this time. We did, who was it last time? He was the builder last time. So we are playing against the manuscript writing AI, who is probably going to be really, really good at writing manuscripts. And I don't know if this is just something that stayed at the back of my mind, whether it's true or not, that you can't really compete very much with the bot at what they're doing. You should try and excel at other things. I don't know, because I've kind of ended up here with the way things are set up. I'm kind of inclined to go manuscripting, but we'll see how all of that goes. So the bot is largely the same. It's playing with a new player board. So it's got all of its starting things, but it also starts with a, correct me if I'm wrong here, it's a building out on the board that is where its starting Viscount is. And so it would be its leftmost building of this type, rather than starting out with... It's not one of the public buildings, is it, that it starts with? Hey, Mark. Hi, everyone. Oh, that is a really good point, actually. The bot might help me by revealing manuscripts that are better for me, because we saw last time that I was decent at manuscripts last game, especially, you know, with the new manuscript board and the powers and all of that. But one of the problems that you have for trying to get sets or trying to get 3 of the same type is that the bot was largely ignoring manuscripts. I think he did 1 the entire game. So trying to get 3 of the same color was really difficult for me because I was the only one uncovering things. So actually, yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, he's going to be uncovering things, and hopefully I can swoop in when he reveals something that's really good for me, because sets of different colors of manuscripts worth more points. Sets of the same colors of manuscripts, your first 3 at least, get you, it's a race to get 3 of each of the colors for 3 bonus points at the end, but also a permanent action symbol. which will help you do other things. Which, if you go for black manuscripts, it will help you get the clergy symbol, which will help you more manuscripts, and it'll all be great. So the builder bot starts off with the manuscript bot starts with a building out on the board. Then, just in the space where its Viscount is, which is going to give it a flip. When it flips things, flips the thing that it is flipped the least of. If there's a tie, it flips a debt. So reciting all of my things. When you flip a debt, you get a resource. And when this bot wants resources, what does it want? It's making manuscripts, so it wants inkwells. It starts with 1. This is all of the starting stuff that it has. So it's got another one now. And I think we're pretty good to go. So it's me to go first. Hey, Hawthorne Poetry. I'm doing well. How are you? Mark, it should help and assist deck building and card play. Well, yeah, the outsiders as well are a really interesting thing for giving you. They were part of the other expansion that we did last week. Really interesting for giving you cards that are, you know, their powers don't exist throughout the game. They're end game abilities. So the timing of when you get those, you know, they're often pretty good with their abilities throughout the game, and if you can destroy the card that gains them, you can dismiss one for really, really powerful abilities. I really loved the extra options that gave, and I think that, like, hopefully we'll have another kind of roller coaster tonight. But I think out of all the Viscounts games that I've played so far, the one that we did live last week was a proper roller coaster of. We're all convinced that it was about to end from the debts running out and panicking and planning for that, and then the bot just went in a completely different direction for the rest of the game, tricking us. Hopefully we'll get through all of this. Hey Monica, you're swimming like a fish today. Well, what better way to relax than with some brain burning Viscounts? So I think the thing to do, no matter what, is look at my cards and play Scarlet, my new starting hero. There are I haven't drawn them in my starting hand, but 3 cards from your starting deck have been tweaked. They've been replaced, but just kind of given extra options, and we'll see those as they come out. So if you're new to Viscounts, I'll give you a crash course as well. So this tells you the whole flow of a round. So everything slides along your playboard. Start of the game, it's not going to do that. You need to gain corruption if you decide to play a criminal for every criminal symbol out here. We haven't got any yet, although I do have a thief that's waiting to come in here. Play one of the cards from your hand, move your Viscount, you can dismiss cards, do one of the actions, you can buy a card. Is there a collision? Have these tokens gone next to each other? Draw back up to 3 cards. There is your round of Viscounts of the West Kingdom. Scarlet, though, kind of breaks that flow, because as soon as she is put in here, we get a manuscript action and gain a corruption. So I'll gain a corruption before I forget. And this is before Viscount movement as well. So we're kind of... And she moves you 1, so actually we're in a good position here to get blue manuscripts. So the position that I'm in, I'm starting down here. It's a 3 manuscript action. We need 3 action symbols to be able to do this. If we come down to my player board, though, we have these pre-printed ones that only really matter for your first couple of turns of the game. So we have 1, 2, and thanks to my treasure chest down here, when the card here has a clergy symbol, I can treat it as 2. So I don't need to spend anything extra to make this work. 1, 2, 3, right off the bat. I don't know if I'll be able to do another one next time. I hope so. But yeah, there we go. We can do that manuscript. We have 3 action points. We write this manuscript down. We've revealed another one. Quite an expensive manuscript, but this is some endgame scoring. A point for every flip deed at the end of the game. And, oh, I want that deacon. So, I've just noticed there's like clergy all around me as well. So first up, I've done this. I get 4 coins right away. And I should say, because I think I forgot last time, that the game comes with lovely cardboard coins. These are an extra that I got. These jangly metal ones. Which you can get as well, if you would like. So yes, that's before anything else. So also, yeah, that the action happens, just get the word in exactly, it happens right away, the thing. So it's one of the new hero townsfolk cards. When played, she allows a player to immediately take an action to transcribe a manuscript, happens before Viscount movements, and follows all the normal rules as if it were a primary action. It is clear, I just can't speak. But yeah, so you've got to plan as well for Scarlet. If I hadn't started, that start card was a brilliant combo because it also allowed me to start on an inside track space where you have to be to do a manuscript. So if I had started on the outside, say, wouldn't have been my first card to play, and maybe it wouldn't have been so good because as soon as she's the second card to play, something would have slid along and covered this clergy symbol, and maybe it wouldn't have worked out. But in this case, it did. So we've got turn 0. The turn hasn't really started yet, and we've got a manuscript, which is a point in the bank. Right, so now we move on to Viscount movement. Your Viscount moves the number of spaces as the coin in the corner over here. And so that's one space normally. You can pay coins to move extra spaces, which, you might want a different manuscript, you might want different things to happen. But if we look at the section of the board I'm in right now, and this board, you can see, it's modular. These are all separate pieces. They've got different sides based on your player counts, which I hope I've got right. But also, let's check that before I get too far into the game. Yeah, just panic then that they're the wrong way around. Yeah, they're double-sided for different player counts, but also shuffle them all up every game. These abilities on the castle here, shuffle them up every game. Right, so now I'm in this section. I could do this manuscript as my main action again. I would need 3 action points, but I can dismiss the pasta. I can spend an inkwell, no problem. But, inkwells last. You can dismiss the card that's here for the cost that's on the card right now. You get an ability, which in this case doesn't really affect me. But also, you get to use their symbols here. They are dismissed then, but that seems worth it. I've got a lot of coins, especially after all the ones I just gained from that manuscript. I'm going to pay a coin to dismiss the pasta. Which means... oh, wow. So if I'm prepared to get some debts and corruptions, that is a pretty great card if I want to go for manuscripts, right? The Bishop, 2 clergy symbol on him. He's a bit expensive. Every time I do manuscripts while he's out, I get corruption. Gain a debt when I hire him. That's pretty nice. Oh, Mark, you got 3 sets of the West Kingdom coins. I'm tempted because my coins live in the Tome Saga box, which has to be kept secret. It has to be kept separate, not secret. It has to be kept separate, so it's got all the different components in it. But yeah, maybe I just need to get 3 things here. I could hire the pastor and the deacon. I could hire both. Oh, the manuscript. The ability on the manuscript is to hire somebody. Oh, wow. And if we want to keep... the deacon and the bishop could counteract each other. Oh, you can't see both. The deacon's ability is while he's there and you do manuscripts, you gain a virtue. So I could get both sides of the coin here. Ooh. So yes, the action. I dismissed someone to get a clergy action symbol. Over on my player board, we've already seen I've got 1. I didn't even need to dismiss anyone, did I? I've already done it now. 1, 2... no, I've got 3 already. Oh. Well, that was a waste, but it's a good waste because we've found a bishop. Okay. So, probably shouldn't have done that, really, but now I've found a better card, so yeah, I shouldn't take it yet. I should just transcribe the manuscript while I'm thinking about it. So we've now got 2 blues. And the ability of this card is I can immediately hire someone. And in terms of saving money, hiring the bishop for free would be great. That's saving 3 coins. But I can hire the bishop towards the end of my turn. You can hire the neutral townsfolk that's in your section. Whereas I am 4 sections away from the deacon. So I think the free hire, let's get the deacon. I like the way this is going. And it feels like I've had like 3 turns here. The bot hasn't got to do anything yet. So yes, I've done my action. I've had my reward from it. Then if we look across my player board, you can hire a character. Let's hire the bishop. Cards you gain go into your discard pile. 1, 2, 3. because there's a good chance I would have hired the pastor if I hadn't accidentally dismissed him. And now we found a grifter. Gains you debts and things, criminal symbol and ability symbol. I haven't gained, though, the immediate abilities of the card. So I ignored the pastors because his ability is you can rearrange the cards on your player board. I can't really rearrange right now, but a great ability later on. Gain a virtue for hiring the deacon, and a bit of debt, not a corruption. Debts and deeds come from the poverty and prosperity cards here. There are 12 each on their cards. They are the trigger for the end of the game. When they run out, that's it. I have got quite a collection of debts, though, that at some point I will hopefully sort out, because they are -2 points apiece. But, hey, that's for the future, isn't it? And with all this corruption about, we might be gaining more and more debts. So I have bought a card. I check for a collision. There has not been a collision. These two are separate. And then draw back up. So now I would like abilities that reshuffle my deck. Or, I think someone talked about thinning my deck down. The chat's scrolled past now, though. Yeah, that would be a great idea, because if I'm just going to go all out for manuscripting, that would be brilliant. And there are manuscripts that help you. Like, the one out there rewards you for having flipped deeds, but there are rewards for flipping debts and deeds. Going in the castle will maybe do it. But for now... Oh, here we go. The trader has been altered. So his old ability was, when you do a... Well, it was always the same. So when you do a merchant action and he's in your player board, you would just gain a coin before, whereas now you can discard a card and gain a coin. And there are also extra options. It seems like a really, really good start. The merchant... Oh, yeah, the merchant action. Where is it in this game? It is down here. So for 3 merchant symbols, you can destroy a card. And the cards, they come from your hand or off the top of your deck, don't they? The ones that you're destroying. Which at the moment, I don't particularly mind about cards. I could at least destroy one, because let's see, Scarlet's going to scroll along. And I could put out the Financer or the Trader to have 3 symbols. I've got 3 coins. You can use coins as merchant symbols. I could destroy 2 cards and start the thinning down right away. But hey, that's next turn. Let's see what the boss gonna do. So just draw from the AI deck, and he's got, this was not doctored, but he's got his new card. So this is if you're playing with this expansion. He's got a load of symbols. So first of all, he, similar to what the alternate actions were in the new card that came with the Gates of Gold, he cycled through the outsiders a bit. So he's helping us cycle through the heroes. Not that we've had much choice, much chance to hire anyone even. So, sorry, Hugo and Wallerick are gone. And we see some new heroes that we can gain. Oh, here we go. New Zesiro. So these are all options as well. I didn't cheat. I was just trying to show you new things. But I only shuffled new expansion heroes for my starting choice. But in the normal game, you would just mix them all together like this. So Zesiro, you can either gain a debt and a treasure chest or a deed. And he's criminal. I like it. Right, so that's the first thing the bot did. Then moves their Viscount 1 space over here, and will either gain a treasure chest or do their preferred action, or gain a debt and flip a deed. So treasure chest, they can gain up to 3 just like me. They have a set 3 treasure chests. The first time they flip their left treasure chest. So this one happens to be, they will always use the symbols if it helps them do actions. So if there is a builder symbol here, a hammer, they can exchange it for the castle or the clergy next time. So that's their card work through. That's their turn. Hey, board then play. This is manuscript writing. Last week it was building, and I believe in the solo playthrough I did last year it was castle. Yeah, the castle one I played against, I completely ignored going into the castle, and it was a Terrible, terrible mistake. While I was kind of dawdling around, the bot, of course, filled the castle completely. And yeah, I hadn't done a lot by the time that had happened. Right. So that's the bot's turn. We can go back to me. So, looking at the board and where I am, we could do some destruction 1, 2, 3 spaces away to get to that ability. And, you know, my financer over here gets me some coins, but also lets me move 3 steps. So I feel like that is a good thing to do. So first of all, cards slide along and slide off eventually. Next up, financer goes out. So it's another lightning bolt. Immediately, discard a card. I think the trader. I don't know if I will do more trading next time. What do I want to get rid of? Do I want to be all virtuous and not have criminals? Because the card I keep is surely going to be one that I destroy in a minute. We'll keep hold of the thief. Just, yeah, let's have a wild card out here. And gain 2 coins. And then we're moving 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. And the ability out here, destroy some cards. So, hey Zanavi, thanks for the follow. We can destroy some cards now. Every 3 merchant symbols. So here it's not that efficient. I can spend 2 coins to dismiss the foreman. I would gain a virtue as well. So that's alright. But yeah, I'd be better off spending... The merchant action is the only one where you can spend coins to get those extra symbols. Unless you've got card abilities that let you mess around. But yeah, we'll pay some coins for this. So merchant symbols on my board. I've got 1, 2, 3. And then I can use 1, 2, 3 coins as a second use of it. And so, let me just double check. It's destroy a card from your hand or your draw pile. And if you don't have a draw pile, you shuffle discards. So the trader is going to get destroyed. When you destroy, you do gain coins equal to his cost. Which would let me do it again. But no, you have to have the money beforehand, surely. And it's going to be, hopefully this isn't a clergy card, but we've just got to destroy the top card of our deck and see how we work with it. It's not, it's a labourer, so maybe not doing some building, which would be a shame because I'd like to do a public building. But like can I show you them? This public building here, so you have to have built one of these types, and you have to be in the section where it was built, and you kind of replace it. It goes back on your player board and replaces the ability that you unlocked. So that gets covered up again. But you can build one of the public buildings if they are available. You take this card, and you get the ability for the rest of the game. So this one here, I mean, they're all cool in their ways. This one here, whenever you hire or destroy a hero, you get to flip a deed or a debt, which is a pretty cool thing. This is a permanent criminal. But it also counts for, when you shuffle your deck, have you got a criminal? There's been a collision, have you got a criminal? Yes, you've always got a criminal. And this one is, when there is a collision, you can ignore up to 1 criminal that's out on your playboard, and you get to draw a card. And there's points as well. Great big points up for grabs. But it's a long way of saying, I've just destroyed a builder. And I think that's it, right? So back to the playboard, we've done the action, which was a merchant action up here. Do we want to hire the foreman? It would kind of dilute my deck a little bit. Could definitely use debt flipping on recruit. Yeah, it would be great. But it's only when you recruit heroes, not just townsfolk. So when you recruit the heroes from the display, which you need that symbol on a card to be able to recruit them as well. But I feel like we'll see soon enough. But I feel like one of the starting cards has got an ability that affects them. But we will see. So I don't want to hire the foreman, I don't think. Nice as he is. Although the foreman would let me destroy more cards. So would hiring him in the long run work out? Virtue now. Nice. I've got a lot of money. And there are no people out here, really, with any clergy symbols on them right now. And at worst, I get to discard something. But oh, there's some new cards on display as well. I showed you the Grifter, and you want to fear the Tinker. Just get you 2 coins when he moves off the board. Ignore and keep a trim deck. I do need telling to do that because I will just end up buying everyone. Yeah, if he had a symbol I was interested in, if he had a clergy on it, and I do usually end up with a load of cards that aren't particularly useful for me. So we won't hire. We haven't collided. We draw 3 new cards, which, you know, I didn't do anything that allowed me to shuffle my deck early, which there are plenty of abilities that do that. We can't see any right now, but they're there. But at least we got rid of the whole hand of cards, so we're drawing 3 new cards and getting closer to shuffling that deck and getting those clergy cards back. So what have I got for next time? Merchant, Squire. Although, here we go, new abilities. The Journeyman now. Hire for free and gain a virtue, or gain a hero when he's moved off the end. And the Lender now. Used to just be flip a deed or a debt, but now you can choose to gain a treasure chest instead. So they're both great. I'm probably glad I didn't destroy those. They're probably decent to get out, at least at this stage. Right, that's the end of my turn. On to AI. Slide along. New card comes out. Criminal. So first of all, remind you about the check. Gains a corruption for every criminal symbol that the bot has got, which is 1 right now. Then gains a new card from their future stack. So here is their future stack. The cards in here, basically, they've got black tops rather than brown tops, and they are nastier. They help the bot more and more. So that goes into the bot's discard pile. When he shuffles up, they will be coming in, and he will be doing better things. Moves his Viscount 1 spot, and then is going to try and do his preferred action. His preferred action, of course, is the manuscripting bot. His preferred action is manuscripting. So the bot gets to bend the rules, of course. They don't have to be in this middle space to interact with the castle or the manuscripts. We just, you know, work from the section that they're in. So he's actually trying to do a pretty tough manuscript, so I don't feel like he's going to be able to do it. Let's see, though. He's got 1, 2, 3 clergy symbols. Criminal counts as anything. It's a wild card symbol. Just short of it, actually. 4, 5. So can't do a manuscript action. So instead is going to gain a deed and flip a debt. So gains a deed from the prosperity card. That's a point. And then flipping a debt hasn't got a debt to flip. So whenever it can't do something, we refer to this handy card here. So it can't flip a debt. Oh, he also has the Guildhall. Oh, actually, yeah, ignore everything that I'm saying, because... Put that back. Because he started... he's the cleric player board, of course. He started with a building out on the board, which, when that building's out, it gives him that extra symbol that he's missing. So he has got 6 for his second turn. He can do a 6 manuscript. Spends these to do it. And he takes that off. And he has that ability, right? For the end of the game, he has that point for every flipped deed, right? So he's transcribed, so no deeds or debt flipping. We'll see more of that later, but that's all of his things. So, hi Diane. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Hi Matt. You're just in time. We're only a couple of turns in. I've been yammering on for ages, but we're gonna get to it now. We're trimming down the deck, trimming down the chat. Not the chat, the chat. No, let's just keep it the same. Right, so it's me again. Good. So, do we want to gain? It's not going to happen until they move off the player board. So it's not going to happen for a few turns unless we get to rearrange the player board and then move them off. But it feels like we're not going to get anything done with a single squire symbol, are we? With a single castle symbol. We're going to have to do some merchanting so we can move 1 or 2 spaces. 1 would just gain us some stone. 2 spaces forward would just gain us some gold, good for gaining the castle. Stone, good for building. 3 forward would get us some money. And we would collide with the Viscount, which lets us rearrange our player board, right? That would also let the bot gain a resource. So it's not all great. But, for example, we can put one of these cards in, collide with him, and just insta-rearrange it so that one of these cards is at the very end and gets knocked out next time. There's nothing about particularly hiring the people. There's also, these people around that we could dismiss. That would be decent. The ability that lets us gain some more inkwells, too far away, I think, to be considering. But colliding doesn't get you the... Is it just when he collides with me? Oh, so if I collide with him, just he gets the bonus, and if he collides with me, I get the bonus. Okay, so forget that then. That's not a good idea. It might be worth then dismissing... It's just that the Tinker doesn't give us any symbols that help. Dismissing to rearrange the things would be nice. I think we're just going to have to gain something that's not ideal. And maybe it's going to be stone. Think about public building in the future. Having people in the castle is always useful. What do I want out? I want a treasure chest. I want to gain a hero. I particularly want to gain one of those heroes. The hero's out right now. We're thinking clergy, aren't we? We're thinking manuscripts. We're thinking clergy. The hero's out right now. Do not help us with clergy. So we're not going heroes, although the journeyman does let us hire anyone. We're going lender. Lender's coming out. Linda the lender. Slide him along. Move one space, which means I can always pay to move more spaces, but I feel like that's an okay thing to get. Let's get some stone. Don't want to dismiss because it wouldn't help, apart from rearranging my player board. That would be lovely. But also, Scarlet sliding out and coming back again gets us doing those extra manuscript actions. So yeah, let's have that happen. I've got 3 symbols, so definitely pay a coin, because every 2 is worth a stone. I don't think I want to pay for yet another one. Although if you want public buildings, you're probably going to want a lot of them. No, let's just do those for now. Keep some money in the bank for other options. So I didn't dismiss. I did my action. Do I want to hire again? No, we're keeping it trim, aren't we? We're keeping it trim. There hasn't been a collision. Draw back up, and that's going to be the last card in my deck, which is the Abbot. So I don't think we're going to be able to transcribe next. Oh, we are, aren't we? Because when he goes in, he counts as 2 clergy symbols, and I've got an inkwell. So as long as I can get to a 3 manuscript, which he has just uncovered, the Abbot is 2. Oh, actually, we're on top, so that would be 1, 2. So I'd have to spend a coin to move, but I could do this manuscript, which is flip a debt, which is what we want to do, and then I can get my inkwell back. Or we just do this one and gain a deed. Either way, that's for in a few minutes, because it's AI Town. And, oh, criminal. It's got 2 criminals now, so 2 steps up the corruption zone. Gains a debt, so minus 2 points. 4 spaces around the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then is going to try and do his preferred action. So he's got a starting manuscript here, which is only 3. So there's a good chance he can do this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's got 4 symbols right now. So he can do this manuscript. It's a second. Oh no, it's a first yellow, because the other one was black. So he gains a resource. What resource does he want? He always wants inkwells until he got 6. Hey Eric. Yeah, I'm probably using the wrong word. You know, when we run into each other, what do we call that? When we collide as people, as horsey people, when we joust. There's no special name for it. It's just if you just finish your movement on the same space as an opposing Viscount, the opposing player may immediately rearrange their cards. So yeah, it's not collision. There's a picture of them colliding though. There's a nice symbol of them colliding. I just can't point to it right now. It's in the rulebook. Right, what am I talking about? Manuscript, yes. Did all of his things. Did it beautifully. That's it for the bot. So, and yeah, I was Like, I was going to collide into him, though, so it wasn't going to give me any benefit. Right, so what we'd planned to play the Abbot, hadn't we? So Scarlet comes out, slide along, and we can do the Abbot. So, oh yeah, actually, thanks, Mark. There's an arrow down right here. No need to go the long way around it. 1, 2. I think let's get flipping. Let's get flipping because it'll gain some resources as well. And we want to keep up with the bots flip to debt. I want to flip a debt as well. So, we have moved 2 spaces. It's tempted to flip the Diplomat just for the rearrange ability. And I want to uncover some cards. I want to find some more clergy cards. It's just that if I dismiss him and then we've got an expensive card underneath, maybe I won't be able to afford it. And we haven't got to wait long until the lender comes out. I'm not going to dismiss. I'm going to make the manuscript, which lets me flip a deed or a debt. I'm going to go for a debt. And that gains me a resource instead of -2 points. And that resource is going to be Inkwell. You have a gamey package to pick up from the post office tomorrow. Ooh, do you know what it is? I'm excited for you either way. Right. I don't want to hire. We're not going to do that. We're just hoping that the AI is going to dismiss some things at some point. Surely it is. We haven't dismissed. There hasn't been a collision. So we need to draw a card and we can't. So we need to shuffle our decks. When we shuffle our decks, we have to check that... Have you got any criminals? I do not have any criminals. So on my player board, of course. Just double check as I'm saying that. So I gain a virtue. That's me. You can only... Oh, so you can only dismiss if it enhances your main action. Okay. Oh, your Dice Tower prize. Bella Magica. Oh, I haven't seen that. I hope you enjoy it. So, it does feel like a really small deck. And is it going to be Scarlet? No, the Deacon, though. I'm happy. We've already got an Abbot out. Okay, manuscripting starts here. That's it for me, then. Bot time. Into the discard pile. Slide him along. And he's going to go for... First of all, he's going to dismiss the person of the region that he's in, right? I need to make sure... Have I not spent an Inkwell? Oh, thank you. I missed that. I don't think I did spend the ink for the action. Oh, yeah, because I was excited that I would spend it and then I would get it back. So, yeah, I shouldn't have to. Make sure I've got all of the bot's icons. So I've got them all in there. But this one, for sure, means he dismisses the person of the region that he's in. And he gets the benefit. You know, nothing else to do with the card, but he gets the virtue here. So gains a virtue. And then moves 3 spaces along. 1, 2, 3. And is going to try for a manuscript. And there's a good chance he can do that, isn't there? So the manuscript, it's 3. Yeah, we already know. 1, 2, 3. 4 symbols without spending any inkwells. He's really good at doing manuscripts, isn't he? Well, here's the manuscript guy. So, does this manuscript. He's almost got a full set for points. Gains a virtue from that. Almost at collision. And that's that. Okay, for me, so we could do Deacon, and that would give me... I would have 3 symbols without having to spend anything. I do have 1 inkwell. He's going to move me 2 spaces along. So 1, 2. You know, 4 is fine. It's a black... Ideally, I would like a blue, because then that would be my 3rd one, but we can't see any blue right now. And this would be destroy a card and gain a virtue. We want to destroy cards, don't we? It feels like that's the thing to do. So discard the Financer. No ability from her moving off. The Deacon is coming in here. Provides me with 2 clergy symbols because of the treasure chest. And 3rd one from the Abbot. Let's move 2 spaces first. I could, of course, dismiss the Grifter to get a criminal symbol, but it's expensive. Maybe we hire him. So I think I'm going to spend my inkwell to get that 4th action point, which is a black manuscript. So I've got 3 different colours. Gain a virtue, and the deacon's out, and we just did a manuscript, so gain another virtue. And I need to destroy a card. I feel like we're saying, sorry, Squire. Gain 2 money, though. So now we've gained even more money. Do we want to hire the grifter? At least he's got a criminal symbol on him. It's just that's corruption, that's debts. I think let's still keep it lean. I'm going to keep it lean for now. So draw back up. We're going to get... Oh, here, this is just... I know the bot's really good at it as well. But manuscript after manuscript after manuscript. I'm not hiring. There hasn't been a collision just yet. We are both inches away. Draw back up. Bot time. And... what's he going to do? Okay. Building symbol, but building for him can mean clergy because of that treasure chest. Then... he gains a resource. First up, it's an inkwell. Until he's got 6, it's an inkwell. He's going to move 1 space on the board, and then he's going to try building. He started with a stone. He could do a building. 1, 2, 3 with his stone. He can do a small building. So it's the leftmost one that he can afford. And it hasn't got an immediate ability, but when he gains a card, he also dismisses a card now, is what that means. I believe he builds it. Oh, good, he isn't going to gain any ability. He builds it in the leftmost spot, clockwise of where he is. So that's where his starting one went. This one, he pops there. Luckily, that's not the one that gains him a linking bonus. He does, though, get to rearrange his player board, which he doesn't like. So when he gets offered that, he instead gains a resource, and he gets an inkwell instead. And that's it for bot. I think this is... like last time, what was the score last time? It was about 100 to 70, which is by far the best that I've done against the bot. I feel like this... I don't feel like you could get a much luckier setup. And... yeah, like, the bot doing that on, like, turn 2, it could do a 6 manuscript. Like, at that point, I'd be, like, worrying that, what am I doing at that point? But already, I've got, like, 4 things. So, Desert Virtue, yes. Yes. That's all sorted. I'm behind. Right. So, it is me. And what's... before we zoom right in... so, the Bishop moves me 3, but gives me 2 clergy. Scarlet moves me 1. But surely I should do Scarlet first. So, if I were to do Scarlet... I could do the manuscript of where I am right now, which is the last colour that I need, and then I've got a full set. And I could destroy another card! It would be the Journeyman. I wish I remembered what the last card in my deck was. Because maybe I'd choose to destroy that. So I do like that the Journeyman can gain me heroes. So if I put Scarlet out, I would have 1, 2... and then Scarlet would be 3, 4 symbols. Then when it came to do the... so that would be for the immediate thing. I could have this as her immediate bonus. I could make this manuscript. But I don't have any inkwells. So when it comes to the turn and we do 1 Viscount movement, I would not be able to afford to do this manuscript. Which, by the way, one of the new ones. It's got this key at the bottom. Would let you get a treasure chest. But I can always pay and get this one. Overpay for this one, which would get me a deed. That, yeah, I don't know why I'm still talking about things, because that's surely what I'm doing. Yes, it is great to... it's like, we had Shem helping out last week, and Sam coaching me in the art of... a thin deck and not just buying every single card that comes in front of me. It's the Thief. Oh, the Thief, of course, yes. Because I know who I've got rid of, but yeah, the only criminal in your start. It's the thief. So yeah, I could choose to get rid of the journeyman or the thief. Right, so first of all, lender comes out. I was sure I was going to get a treasure chest, but I might just flip a debt. If I flipped a debt, I would have an inkwell, and then I could go and get the manuscript, which gets me a chest. It's all linked. And then that manuscript would be easy to get next time if I needed to. Yeah, we're doing that. Okay, lender's coming off. See, that's what I hope the playthrough last week showed as well. Like, it's like we're seeing shiny new things, but not to be sycophantic with designers in the chat, but it's times like that we're so good that you suddenly see that I'm just short of this thing. But actually, if I did it this different way, everything would align and it would be brilliant. So we can flip a debt and gain an inkwell. That's before we've even played a card. Then we play Scarlet. Scarlet's ability lets you immediately gain a corruption, so there's going to be a collision, but also do a manuscript right now, and I have got 1, 2, 3, but whenever there is a thing there, I can treat it as 2 clergy things, so I've got 4. Then I can make this manuscript right now, gain a deed and a debt underneath. That's the next blue I need. Let's get round and get that blue. Not this turn, I don't think, but hopefully next turn. So I've done another manuscript, the last colour that I need. I gain a virtue, so when they stay collided, but they move together. So they go back up, so I'll get more deeds now. And I can destroy a card. Do I want to destroy the thief or the journeyman? The journeyman might help me. Well, I'm thinking of, could help me destroy more cards, but I don't really want to destroy more cards. Whereas the thief is a criminal symbol. Not great for shuffling my deck, but... Oh, and I've just done a manuscript with the deacon there, haven't I? So again, another virtue. So we're all the way at the end. Journeyman or thief? Well, the journeyman might let me get heroes. I don't want to not have the opportunity to get heroes. I'm going to get rid of the thief. Colloidal, yeah. I'm going to get rid of the thief. Sorry, thief, which does it only gets me 1 coin rather than 2. I've got a lot of coins. I do feel like if this has been your first game of Viscounts solo, it's too easy. Right. So that's another thing before my turn begins. As soon as Scarlet went in, not before my turn begins, but before the meat of it. So then, Viscount movement, 1 space. Do I want to dismiss? Unfortunately, it's still the foreman here, so no. Then, can we make this 5 manuscript? I think I can, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we just gained an inkwell, so 5, which means there is another yellow manuscript, which gains me a treasure chest. Make sure I'm pressing the right button. So, this one lets me treat clergy as different symbols, which isn't as great as the one I've already got, but could help me branching out, doing something other than manuscripts sometimes. That one's not exciting. This one, I can treat a clergy as if it was 3 merchant symbols. So go for one of them, right? Because most of my cards are the clergy ones. So that's going to trigger most of the time. I think allowing you to have a bit of variety. Because especially if we want to try and do some kind of public building or something, it would be nice to treat them as something else. But the merchant symbols could get you the inkwells that you need to make even more manuscripts. Now, in case we want to branch out, yeah, I'm going to get the things that will give me some different symbols. So, pop that in the playboard, and that's another few points as well. 5 points now at the end for having 2 treasure chests, and we can see a new one. And it's just another alternate one. You know, if you've got a castle symbol there, you can treat it as a clergy or a build instead. And I think, do I want to hire the foreman? No. Sticking to my guns. And there is no deck. So again, we are shuffling the 2-card deck. Do I have a criminal? No. Oh, actually, I just did another manuscript, so gain a virtue. And shuffling, and I don't have a criminal, so gain a virtue. Okay. It's horrible shuffling 2 cards, isn't it? We should just roll a die on it. I don't remember what they were. So I'm getting one of them. It was a lender, and then the other one is testament to my horrible memory. It's just face up. It's not the squire. I've got rid of the squire. Let's carry on with the game. I'll be here all day. That's it for my turn then. We've got the lender back. We can be flipping more things. The bot hasn't even gained a second future card yet. Oh, collision. Back to me. Before we draw the cards up and do all of that stuff, gain a coin. I think we're about to have another collision as well. And 3 deeds. Which I think are the first deeds taken, so 9 more till the end of the game. It's triggered, not till it just ends. And then does... Oh, actually, yeah, we do need to put the bot back where he was. Does the bot have a criminal out? Yes. So gains a debt. So there's -2 points for the bot. There we go. Then we reshuffle and draw the cards and everything. But that, I don't think doing it in that order hurt me. So then, for the bot, it's why though. Yeah, we needed to do it before we slide his cards off, because then he wouldn't have had a criminal. So there we go. Slide along. I'm catching up. Bot would have a debt from you too. I think I've all caught up with you now. Thanks everyone. I just completely skidded past the collision and started a sentence as I was about to have a drink. Right, so is going to dismiss at last. Dismiss. And we reveal a card that I don't want to. Oh, and the power was move around your player board, which is gain a resource for him. Definitely going to be able to do some big manuscripts. Move 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and do some building. Okay, but yeah, do some building. So that's 1, 2. He's not going to be able to do any building. Minimum is 3, and doesn't have any stone. So he's not going to build. Instead, he's going to flip. So flipped what it's flipped the least of. Hasn't flipped any deeds yet, so we'll flip the deed. And gains a resource. Hasn't got 6 yet, so is going to go for an inkwell. Which, you don't get anything for your leftover coins and resources and stuff, unless there's a manuscript somewhere. I don't think there is. But the bot does get a point for all of these leftover, so don't feel too sorry for it. That's it for the bot's turn. And it's back to me. Oh, I need to reset. He didn't do anything to do his tokens, did he? I need to reset the collision. Abbott comes off. Slide along. And it's probably time for Bishop, right? So Bishop would move me 3. Which would be... And we can mess around with this. You can go up and then down if you really wanted this one. Because you can't move less. You can move more. So if I move 3, 1, 2, 3, that's a 5 manuscript and a point for every castle symbol on everything at the end of the game. And it would be my 3rd yellow, and I would get the majority. And so that would give me a castle thing. And then next turn, I'm 1 away from... Oh, you're right, yes. So the shuffling my deck should have come afterwards, so I should gain the virtue after the collision happened. Thank you. Yeah, so we get this manuscript now, which is not particularly exciting, apart from the fact that it's my 3rd yellow. And then next turn, unless the bot takes it away, there's the 3rd blue. I think that's the thing to do, right? So, Bishop comes in, moves us 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Do I want to dismiss this person? Would gain me a debt and a criminal symbol. Don't really want to dismiss him. It's too much to dismiss. Be a strong pivot card for you. Actually, like, to building. Oh, and then I could get my dream of a public building. Because, yeah, actually, with this treasure chest as well, that would help turn into something else. For now, I'm not dismissing. I need 5 things. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't need to spend anything, which is good because I haven't got anything to spend. Which means I can make this. Hopefully that will turn into some more things. But I now have 3 yellows. There is 3 points. And there is a permanent castle symbol. And we've uncovered this one here. A point for every 2 resources left over. Ooh. I don't know if I'm going to have a load of resources, so I don't know why I'm so excited. So, the Grifter, I'm not ignoring that advice. 3 coins for the Grifter. Gains me a debt. -2 for now, but we'll turn that around. Uncovered a smithy, another new card. So, is that's immediately you can do a merchant action or gain 3 coins. Ooh. Like Scarlet lets you do the manuscript thing. So, that's it for me, isn't it? I hired, there hasn't been a collision, I need to draw back up. So this is now the card I couldn't think of, isn't it? Oh, the Financer. Oh dear. There go my dreams of... They do go, don't they? Yeah, I'm not going to be making a manuscript next turn because I'm going to be merchanting in some way. Because unfortunately, the Deacon's going to slide off. Oh, and speaking of them, I did a manuscript, gain a virtue, gain a corruption. Actually, I could dismiss the Grifter. It would be expensive, but I could make that manuscript next time. At the moment, this seems like a purely manuscript strategy at the moment, and hopefully it feels like it's going quite well. I've drawn back up. It's bot time. Gaining a virtue is colliding, but first is moving 3 spots, and then is going to go in the castle. 1, 2. Doesn't have any gold, so no, isn't. Oh, actually 2. No, minimum is 3 to put 2 people in there, so he's not going in the castle. Can I do a manuscript? Probably. 1. Can turn a builder symbol. No, he hasn't got one there. So 1. He's only got 1 manuscript. He's building my manuscript. Building it. Making it. Writing it. Oh, well. I got the yellows. So, that's going to be... It's costing him 4. He's only got 2 on his player board, so he's going to have to pay 2 inkwells. And that gains him a deed and a debt. Which is a shame, because... You know, that was the 3rd blue for me, and there isn't another blue out right now. But hey, can't have everything. It means I don't have to dismiss the Grifter and pay all of that money. So that's his main thing. He has a collision, so he's right in the middle, gains a resource, which is going to be an inkwell. I need to make some separate piles of these, don't I? So, well, the one he's got loads of could go down the side of his board. I think you can see that stuff. He's going to gain a deed and a debt and a resource, and I can rejig my player board. So I want Scarlet over here, right? So that she can come out and let me do it again. Right. So that's the collision taken care of. So is symbols reset, and oh, hi Sam, thanks for the super chat. You can also super chat as well, which I forget. You can do any of the things that you like. I am gonna keep those keys. Yeah, with hindsight, the blue card, the blue manuscript was much better, and having the merchant symbols would be better probably, but I was pushing my luck. if the bot hadn't taken that, then I would have had both of them, and it would have been amazing. But yeah, Things generally have gone my way quite a lot this game. It's about time. Some things didn't. So what are we going to do? We could, if we want a really trim deck. How far away are we from that action again? 1, 2, 3. I mean, you can just destroy all of these other cards. We could just play the lender and get rid of the financer and the. We could just play the financer to get me over there, which gets me some coin. I've got so many coins right now, and then I did say I would like a hero card at some point. It's just I don't know if it fits in with the stuff I've been doing. And then up there, we don't want to hire that foreman though. I would like more cards that fit in with my strategy. We're merchanting no matter what. We could just get rid of the whole deck. Yeah, that is the function that Super Chatting exists. Thank you. Hi Jake, how's it going? Welcome in. You do need to try this solo. You should try it. It is excellent. Apart from when I run out. It's better to move Scarlet to the left so she comes back when the Bishop and Deacon are also on there. That is a good point, actually, yeah. That probably would have been a decent thing to do. Because she'd benefit from the pluses more, wouldn't she? I think I was thinking... Oh, which I still can do. So my plan, my thought process was, I could just put one of these in here, and I'd still be able to do a manuscript now. Which is apparently all I'm thinking about. And I could put in a card. Like, the Financer is nice, but I don't particularly need money right now, or discards. So I think what I'm going to do is pop the Journeyman in there. Maybe we'll find someone we want to hire. Maybe we will get a hero. But it moves me 2 spaces, most importantly of all. But, oh, you've been playing Hadrian's Wall. Oh, great. That will be coming back, by the way. Maybe that'll be next week. We should have Garfield Thursdays. Yeah, I'm sticking to my thought progress. We're making some good progress here. Yeah, I was just gonna make manuscripts, but no. What if I just get rid of all of it and just keep making great things? We could just make that small manuscript, but flipping a debt. If I just flip everything, then I will win the majorities too. Oh, I don't know. I just want to do all of the things. I could go over there and destroy 2 more cards. I could go over here and make this manuscript. And gain another virtue and a corruption for doing it. And then that would be a second one. It's all sets and points towards the end. Maybe I could get 3 grey before, and then that would give me building symbols. Rather, we've pivoted again. Rather than destroying, we are playing. What? Rather than destroying, yeah. Rather than destroying, we're going for Journeyman. 1, 2 spaces. I've got 3 manuscript symbols right there. Here is a manuscript, and like for sets. Full set is 16 points. 3 out of 4 is 9 points, and then that's a single point. But it means that I can flip a deed or a debt. If I flip a debt, that gives me a resource. But I think I want to compete. He's got a flip deed. I want to flip deed, because there's majority at the end of the game for who has the most flipped of a certain one. So the way the game's going to end is one of these piles is going to run out. Maybe both. But say the debts run out, then we have the poverty card. Whoever has the most flipped deeds gets 12 points, and the other, in a 2-player game, which this is simulating, gets 4 points. If all the deeds run out, it's the prosperity card, and whoever has the most flipped debts gets the majority. So there might not even be points for the one you're doing the most of. Play Hadrian's Wall with Broken Meeple. Or introduce him to it. Yeah, show him that it's... He's scared of it looking like a spreadsheet, isn't he? Convince him that it's not. Maybe, yeah. We're doing like, I don't know. We're definitely doing Ark Nova with Paul. There was talk of Luke Ark Nova-ing, which is scary because they've played it loads. Pick it, you flip it. Exactly. So, I've flipped it. I picked it, I flipped it. We're not hiring that foreman. I've made a manuscript, which is another debt and another virtue and another corruption. Getting all the terminology mixed up now. And I draw back up, which I don't have a deck. So, do I have any criminals? No. I gain a virtue, shuffle my deck up, and I think we should still be able to make... Oh, you know what? On the off chance that we draw Scarlet, I am going to do a cheeky take back. I am not flipping a deed. I'm going to flip another debt and gain an inkwell, because then I think I would be able to do a 5. Should we be put in a position that does a 5? I don't know if we'll get Scarlet. And we shouldn't be finding out right now. That should be the discard pile still. We are colliding first. Oh no, we're not colliding anymore, are we? Because the collision was caused by me shuffling the deck. So the time for collisions has already passed. It's going to happen next turn. So my next card is the Abbot, which still works out fine. Yeah, I will get to get my 3rd grey, I think. But there will be time for that in a minute. It is bot time. And the bot is flipping a deed or a debt. He's flipped one of each. If he's tied, he flips a debt. And gains a resource. Hasn't got 6 inkwells yet, so gains an inkwell. Then moves 2 spots on the board. And is going to try manuscripting. Oh, there's a blue on as well. He's going to manuscript the blue away from me. Okay. 1, 2, 3. He could definitely do it, yeah. It costs him 4. 1, 2, 3, and then an inkwell is 4. And actually, he doesn't even need to spend the inkwell. He can treat a building symbol in this position as a clergy symbol. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 already. Makes this from under my feet. There is a 5 there, though. Do I want to pay to just go all the way around the board? Maybe. Because now he's got 2 blues, so he's competing a bit. He gets resources. He has got 5 inkwells, so he gains 1 inkwell. Once he's got 6 inkwells, he gains stone. So there we go. Oh yeah, you gotta have a bit of take backing in solo, right? I love a bit of take backing. Yeah, keep up with the Role Player Adventure streams every Friday at 5 p.m. Well, not every Friday. Usually on Friday at 5 p.m. And then you'll know all of the little bits. The AI's done as... Yep, I've done all of the bits, I think. No collision, hasn't even moved any of its things. So I could now. The Deacon moves off. So I'm only going to gain corruption at this point, which is bad, because there's definitely going to be a collision. But if I put the Abbot in there, I can move 2 spots and get my 3rd grey thing, and that is a point for every builder symbol, which isn't great. I could pay to move an extra 1, and that's a point for every 2 resources at the end. We'll just move the standard 2. Just move the standard 2. Are there any cards that I want that might change my mind? No. No, we'll just move the 2. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and an inkwell makes 5. Which means I can make this. It's my 3rd grey. I would like a black, actually, now to make that full set, because that's 7 points, right? But my 3rd grey means there is another 3 points, and there is a permanent builder symbol. When I do a manuscript, I gain a corruption. I'm not hiring. Although, no, I don't want to hire, but it's tempting because it'd let me rearrange my player board and keep the bishop on the board. No, I won't. So there's been a collision. Collision is 2 coins. And you could pay coins for castle symbols in that. No, we're not going to do it. 2 coins, a deed, and a debt. Still seems a fair few of each. Nothing to worry too much about just yet. And then everyone else can rearrange their player boards, which for the bot means can gain a resource, has got 6 inkwells, so gains a stone. It's all points. Right. That's not it for my turn, because now I draw back up. And we've got Scarlet. Only going to have 3 symbols, though. So Scarlet's probably not going to go straight out. Maybe we'll destroy some cards. So the card here is the Grifter, right? There's only 1 card there. And I definitely hide the Grifter, so it's got to be the Grifter. So I probably don't want to destroy loads of cards. So I'm thinking, like, you can always just go to the destroy place and destroy the other things down there. Right. I've drawn back up. It's bot's time. Building pivot after 3 full sets, or you could totally manuscript all the way too. I think with that Grifter, and I've got those 3 full sets and the permanent builder from this bonus now, it seems like something to do, and I'd like to have achieved a public building. Whether it's the best or not, but I could do so much. A coin for a point and 2 castles icons seemed cool. Yeah, it is like... It's really good for building in the castle. Like, if this had come out last game when that was my main bit... oh, sorry, I've just seen it there. If that had come out last game, I would absolutely be buying that. It is great. It is a bargain. But I'm really trying... Like, my deck is basically 8 cards right now, and I would like it to be less. I don't know if it will be. Oh, we need to, at last, shuffle the bot's deck... and reset my Virtue and Corruption tokens. Oh, I'd like to read about this merchant strategy. The only thing I've read about merchants is, early on, realizing don't just do merchants until the end of the game. If you do merchants until somebody ends it, you'll have a lot of resources, but not much to show for it. Okay. Not their future card. Criminal is a corruption. Gains a debt. I think there's about 5 debts left. Moves 4 spots. And he's going to try and do his favourite thing. Do a manuscript. It's a 6 manuscript. Absolutely can afford because it's got 1 million resources. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Means he can write this yellow manuscript, but he can't get the bonus for it. A point for every 2 people in the castle. That's not going to help you, is it? So, that's it. Yeah, has never used this ability, has he? Has only ever gained 1 future card so far. Okay. So, it's just back to me. And, so if we do Scarlet, the bishop moves off. Slide down. If we do Scarlet, then we can only move 1 spot. And we would only have 3 symbols, so couldn't do this. We would have to go all the way back around to be able to do a manuscript, which would complete a set. So don't dismiss it just yet. Maybe we are doing that. But we could do the lender, we could do the financer, and go to the space that lets us destroy cards. But really, I only want to destroy 1 card. I want to destroy these 2 cards. So if I play 1 to get me there, I can't destroy the other one. So I'm probably not going to do that. I could just, go up and gain inkwells. I would have to do the lender for that. But then I would already have 4 merchant symbols. I could buy the smithy, who would be good at gaining me coins, but also has a building symbol. Getting stone for building in the future is not really right next to me. How much would I have to pay if I did Scarlet? Oh, actually, Scarlet's ability would be wasted as well, so let's definitely not do Scarlet. And then I would only have one symbol, so no, we're not Scarleting at all. I think we're lendering. I think we're going to have a bit of a downturn. Or I could actually. Why don't you go 1 and pay an extra 1 to go here? And then every 4 flips a deed or a debt. So pay 1 to go there. As much as I want Inkwells, this seems better. So I can flip 1 just with the symbols that I have. So we haven't flipped a deed yet, but if I flip a debt, it's more and more resources, isn't it? For doing those manuscripts that we love so much. Which might enable me to do something with Scarlet next time. No, it won't. I'm not going to be in the position to do Scarlet. So yeah, flip a deed. Flip a deed. Then at least I've flipped as many deeds as the bot for now. And then I think we should pay 4 coins. Does take me right down, but pay 4 coins, flip another debt, grab an Inkwell. So there we go, best of both worlds. Okay, it would be nice to be winning that, but also because I'm winning debts by 2 at the moment. Let's keep it going. Okay, we just did some merchanting. I can't afford to do it again, so that's going to be that. Nothing else to think about. I can't afford to hire the smithy. There's not been a collision, so draw back up, and it's the grifter, right? The grifter. Bot is going to criminals twice in a row, is going to gain a card from the future, which means they also dismiss the card they're next to, which is going to be the diplomat, and so they're going to get a resource. They have uncovered the antagonist, double criminal symbols. Gains a resource, has not got 6 Inkwells anymore, so we'll gain an Inkwell. Then moves Viscount 1 space, tries to do preferred action, which is manuscripting. They need 5 where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No problem at all. That's their first grey, and they can't get the card for grey anyway. I've already had it. But an extra point for 2 resources is very good for them. They already get a point each. And that's it. Yep. So for me, the journeyman slides off, and we can hire anyone and get a virtue, or hire a hero. So hero-wise, Zesiro would be the best to get, I suppose, for, having a criminal symbol. Then it could be anything. But if we can hire someone for free, antagonist is 2 criminals, corruption now. Smithy, discard a card now, money later, and there's a building symbol there if that's what we're pivoting to. Foreman lets you destroy other cards. Was thinking that early on. Or another grifter, but it's a grifter with not things. I would like to show you heroes. It's just the ones that have come out. They're the cards you start with. So I have got, Scarlet is a hero. Zesiro could help me just get more deeds and, choose which game ending that I want and get me another treasure chest. Yeah, and none of the cards out here are particularly, there's not one there that's just like double building symbol or something. The antagonist, I suppose, double criminal is double whatever you like. But at the same time, Smithy is giving you 3 coins as she comes out. Heroes go into your hand. I had forgotten that. So it would mean it's a bit longer before I draw a card that I want. But it depends what I'm playing now. Because I could do some destroying cards if that's what I want to do. No, because I might risk destroying the Deacon. We don't want to destroy the Deacon. I can get Lothair, get you some things, move people in the castle. I haven't put anyone in the castle. let's get a hero then. Let's get Zesero. And yeah, maybe we'll play him right now. Just so we can see someone else as well. There we go. There is Mirovech. When you build, you can rearrange or discard. But that's for a future hero gain. For now, we are thinking of which card to play. So Zesero, get him out. We don't want to play... So Scarlet, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. We would be able to... Manuscript. Oh, no, we wouldn't because we're on the top. So, no. Not Scarlet. Grifter. Maybe we do some building. Grifter would give me 2 building symbols. I've got a stone. Could just do a building to start us off. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna pivot entirely to building, but we're gonna have a little shuffle into building. So move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Because I'm thinking there's a destroy right there. I could pay more as well. I could pay some coins and dismiss. Oh, the Grifter is gaining me a corruption as well as soon as he comes in. I think let's just do a small building for now. So which benefit do I want? When I hire a card, I can discard a card. When there's a collision, if I have no criminals, gain a virtue. Or hand size. Well, hand size goes up by 1, I think. Oh no, I've put the wrong buildings in the wrong spots, haven't I? Just thinking, these are too big for the ones that you're allowed to build. I think hand size. I could, of course, afford to pay for the ones that cost 5. And they get you... You can move an extra one for free if you want to. When all dismissals cost 1, no matter what it says on the card. Very nice. And an extra 2 merchant symbols when you try and do that action. But no, I'm going to go for hand size. Going to go cheap. Spend a stone. And pop that out and destroy a card. I'm going to destroy the Financer for 3 coins. Do I want to hire the Foreman? I don't think so. We could get more building symbols. But no. Not right now anyway. So, not hiring, no collision. Draw up to your new hand size of 4. And I do have a criminal, so I now gain a corruption when I shuffle. You're not seeing this, are you? I haven't pressed the button. Hi, Willem. How's it going? Welcome in. Another corruption. I think I've caught up on all of the things. I hope I have. You can see like a little sliver of the microphone, can't you? And so we need 2 cards from this. It's the Deacon and the Bishop. Here we go. Manuscripting time again. So, bot time. Before manuscripting time. And gains a resource. Doesn't have 6 inkwells, so gains 1 of them. Moves 1 on the track. Tries to build. So has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So spends all of that. Always does the most expensive build they can. Leftmost 1. So immediately gains a card. When it gains a card, dismisses the card that is next to it. So that's gets it a discard power, which it can't use, so it gains a virtue instead. Its building goes out onto the leftmost space that it's next to, which gains it a debt. Oh, you're right. Thank you. I should, as well as getting the instant one for the Grifter, when you play a criminal, you get a corruption as well. Thank you. That goes out, and the bot gains a deed. So quick count. We are at 4 debts. We are at 5 deeds. It seems, well, it's very balanced, isn't it? I think last week's game, the debts just disappeared, and we had 1 for ages. So I don't think I was very good at gaining debts, but I was like catching up in the meantime. Oh, you haven't interrupted it. Thanks for telling me. I would have just gone on without doing that. Right. So, it's my turn, isn't it? The abbot leaves us, unfortunately. But if we put the bishop in, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 without spending anything. Now, unfortunately, he's a 3. If I spent something, I would have 5 symbols. And with 5 symbols, we could get the blue I've been desperate for ages. But he wants to move me 3, so would move me right past it. I would have to pay... Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'd have to pay 3 coins to come back around to get that. Maybe that's worth doing, because the next bot turn, they might just go right here, get that, and that's their 3rd blue. I'm just thinking, majority. First of all, I was saying it as this would be a bad idea, but now I'm thinking, that would be great. I would gain a corruption for making something with the bishop there. I feel like that's the thing to do. It's a lot of coins, isn't it? I'm doing it. So we're moving 1, 2, 3, and I'm paying 3, which means we're probably not hiring people and everything. And manuscripting. So 2, 3, 4, 5 gets me this blue, which is my 3rd, and I have 3 of these now for extra actions, and they're worth points each as well. So I've manuscripted. Do I want to hire? I could afford the foreman, but no, that foreman's probably just going to sit there the whole game. And then there isn't a collision, so draw back up, and I am drawing the journeyman. Okay. Bot. Criminal's moving off. He's going for criminal. So another 2 corruption. Gaining 2 debts. So there's only going to be 2 debts left then. Flips a debt, though. That's a shame. I'm still in the lead. Did I not gain a corruption? Thank you. Yep. Bishop is corruption whenever you manuscript. And I manuscripted 2 movement for the bot, so wouldn't have gotten there. But I think I'm fair enough to be worried about that. Oh no, he's going to get the 2nd black. Now I need to do all the blacks to get ahead of him there. So manuscripting has got 1, 2, 3. Needs 4. There's 4. And does this and gains 2 inkwells. The chest icons count for icons for the manuscript. So it depends what the chest is. My chest here is when the card here has a clergy symbol on it, you can use one of the clergy symbols as if it was 2. And this one here is, you can use a clergy symbol here as if it were a builder or a castle symbol instead. But they count for the action that you're taking. Did a manuscript. He's all happy. He's got his inkwells. A collision. Ooh. So he's got 5 inkwells right now. Gains a 6th. And then 2 debts. I think we already knew this, didn't we? I've already been surprised by this. I got surprised again. I do have a criminal, so I don't gain a virtue. Resets his tokens. And that's the end of his turn. I think we're okay there. So, as for me, the lender comes off, and a treasure chest would be 4 points. And treasure chests that are out there, treat a building symbol as if it was 3 bags. But I kind of think flip a deed or a debt. Let's get in the lead of deeds. If all the debts are gonna... Oh, I see what you mean now. Does the chest icon count for end game scoring? Yeah, I don't feel like it would be. But good question. I hadn't thought about that. I feel like rather than get a chest, it's going to be a much bigger point swing if I can be first and he be second. So I'm going to flip a deed. Rather than just me gain 4 points, I can gain points and he can lose points if I win the majority for that. So let's go with that. And then, let's see, Scarlet would not be a good play, because where I am right now, I need 7 manuscript points, and I would have 4. So we'll wait on Scarlet. If I did the Deacon, I would have 4, and I would move 2 spots. So that wouldn't be enough. I could pay to move again, and then I would get 2 Virtue. And my second, that's completing a set. I'm talking myself into it. And maybe I would be in a good place then for Scarlet next time. Oh, actually, I'm not counting the criminal symbol, am I? Criminal symbol, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which still isn't enough for Scarlet right now. So I would have 5 with the Grifter on there. So still can't afford the 6. So we're unfortunately going to skip straight past this one. But I think it's worth coming back around and trying to do the black set before the bot. And it completes the sets as well. Whether I do it first or not, completing that set goes from 9 to 16 points. So that's what I'm doing. Deacon, help me out here. Paying to move an extra spot. And I'm on camera again. There's 4 action points. Wasting 1, unfortunately. But there's 2 Virtue as well. And they just cancel each other out, don't they? The Bishop, Corrupt, Deacon, Virtue. And so, I haven't thought about, do I want to, I can't afford to hire the Charlatan, who would actually be great for pivoting to building, if we get to do that even, at this point. I've got 1 black manuscript away from having 3 sets. There has been a collision, though. So, that is 2 coins and a debt. There is 1 debt left. And does the AI have a criminal? Yes, so does not get the Virtue. Then my things reset. Need to draw, and I haven't got a deck, so shuffle the 2-card deck. And I do have a criminal, and I shuffled, so I gain a corruption. And what's in here? The abbot and someone else. The lender. Okay. That's me sorted, I think. Bot is going for dismiss the card of the section that he's in, so gains a debt and triggers the end of the game. Okay. So we have 1 more round. The bot always goes last. So the poverty card has been revealed. Most flipped debts gets 12 points. Second place gets 4 points. At the moment, bot has flipped 1. I have flipped 2. Cameras seem weird when I see. It's probably because they're slightly out of sync, right? That's just dismissed and gone. Then, I'd like to point out, OBS, help me out. Give us some tools to help with the syncing. It's really difficult. That's just his first thing. Then moves 4 spots. And tries to build. Has 3 build symbols and no stone. So can just do a tiny building. That gains a Virtue when he shuffles, which isn't now. Just puts a little building out. Leftmost spot, which is gain a resource. Has got 6 ink, so gets a stone. And completes a link and gets a deed. Which I would really like the deeds to run out, if I'm honest. I don't think they're going to. There's 4 left. But if the deeds run out, I've got 4 flipped debts. I suppose he's only 1 behind, but yeah. If I could win both of those, that would be amazing. The bot is in trouble. I hope so. So he did his building. That's his turn. So this is the last turn of the game. A black manuscript would be worth 7 points. Actually, it would be worth more than that. It would be 7 points to complete the set, another 3 points for having done it first, and it would get me a deed, the only black manuscript that's out there. The downside is There are surely better manuscripts out there. And the bot gets another turn and might overtake me on flipped deeds. Let's see, the grifter's definitely going out, and I don't get anything from that. Putting in Scarlet. Okay, I'm thinking. Putting in Scarlet would mean I could definitely do this one right here. No problem. Then she would move me one, which is a grey manuscript. Not ideal. I would get to do a building, which would be 4 points. The extra yellow is just 1 point, then that's 4 points. And it would be part of another set, so it would... The building would be 4, so that would earn me 8. So now you get into the nitty-gritty of calculating. I'm just thinking, can I afford... How many action points have I actually got here? 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got no inkwells. Unfortunately, I would love to just be zipping around here, getting a 7 manuscript, popping 4 people in the castle last minute, moving them forward, getting a flip or a load of virtue or something from that. But no, we can't do that. We could just put Scarlet out, get this manuscript, and then pay to move the extra to go and get the black manuscript, which completes the set and gets me the 3. We didn't manage to do a public building. Or much building at all, really. But we'll manuscript it. It's the bot's fault. The bot ended the game. I think that's the thing to do, anyway. We will have 2 people in the castle is 2 points. So, Scarlet's ability, I gain a corruption right now, and I can do this manuscript. I have 5 action symbols, so I can do this for 4. I can put 2 people in the castle. It doesn't really matter where. I can put them anywhere. It doesn't really matter where, because there's nobody anywhere else, and I'm not going to get to put more people anywhere else. But they're worth a point each. Then, she moves me 1 forward, and surely... Yeah, it is more points, right? Like, doing that is... It would unlock me a building, fair enough, but the building's not going to help me right now. That would be 4 points for the building and 3 more points for contributing to the set. So that would be 7 points. And getting the black would complete a set, so be worth 7 points in itself, and get me a deed, which is a point. So that's more, right? That's surely the best thing to do. I think. It's unfortunate I can't do anything else. I think that's by far the best thing to do. Because the coins aren't worth anything either, so... Let's do it. At endgame, we're doing a tiny little manuscript for... Oh yes, and the majority, which is worth 3 points as well, of course. So yeah, by far the best choice. Because I've now got 3 black manuscripts. I get a deed. If the bot can somehow gain 3 deeds and not flip any more debts, that would be great. And don't flip any more deeds either, because... Yeah, I want to win that. So... Oh, and actually, the next card here, flip a deed and a debt. The next manuscript. And it's a blue, that's one of the new ones. But I think that's that. So... There hasn't been a collision. Oh, there should be a bit of... You know, the deacon loves that. The bishop hates that. And so, draw back up. And there's the abbot. And that's it for me. For the bot. He's going to... Oh, there's his new card. He's going to get rid of 2 heroes. So at least at the very end... I'll show you a couple more heroes, which you may well have seen. They might just be from the base game. Oh no. Ingelier is new. Lets you shuffle and draw and get a coin when he leaves, and he's a criminal. And then Mariam lets you build. Oh wow. That's really good. I haven't seen Mariam yet. And this symbol means that, probably because she's so good, when she drops off and does her ability, she is removed from the game. So you only get one go at that, but still, that's a great card. Nobody's going to get a chance to get one, though. So gets rid of 2 of those, moves a space on the thing, and gets a treasure chest. You can unlock your treasure chest. It has earned 3 points from doing that. I guess please like and comment, and if you'd like to help me out on Patreon, there's where you can go. If you'd like to obtain Viscounts of the West Kingdom Keeper of Keys, it's on Kickstarter right now. There will be a description. There'll be a link in that description. And hey, Gates of Gold's there as well. You can see my playthrough from last week. But hey, that's all dawdling from the end of everything. So, unprepared as always, hastily put the phone into airplane mode, hope nothing pops up, and get open the Garfield Games Companion. See, I should have been ready and had the iPad thing ready and had it all up in the corner like this. We're just going to have to imagine that. So, Viscounts, solo. It's given me Clovis this game. That's who I am. So, points for each set of constructed buildings. That's going to be, for Clovis over here, just 2 points. For the bot, for Engelia is the bot, actually. It is going to be, it's built 2 of these, which is 5, 1 of these, which is 4, and 1 of these, which is 6. So 15 altogether. Oh, thanks, Steve. There is the link for the campaign page. Workers in the castle, equal to your tier. I have 2 workers at tier 1. That's 2 points. That's 2 more than Engelia got. Transcribed manuscript. Here we go. So that is 3 full sets for 16 points each, and a solitary one on its own. So that is 49, right? 3 sets, 48. Yeah, I think I'm right on that. Bot definitely got a set. Yeah, got a set there. So that's 16. And, did 2 sets. Did 2 full sets, actually. Good for him. So gets 32. Next up, Castle Leader. Nobody got it. That's for getting to the middle and then having the most in the middle. And Cleric bonus cards. Hey, there's 4 of them. There is 12 points from racing for those the most. Unpaid debts. I have 3 unpaid debts, which is -2 each. And the bot has a lot, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unpaid debts. That's what, I don't think it's going to be as close as last time now, but that's what ruined the bot's score last time as well, just having loads of unpaid debts. One thing I would like, the Garfield Games Companion app is fantastic, but I would like a minus button here for when you do minus scores, because you just have to hit it 12 times. I don't know, maybe people generally aren't getting big negative scores. That's the only thing I would say. Yes, special manuscripts. Do I put those in individual manuscript scores? Yes, plus bonus points on the manuscripts. So, let's look at all of my cards. So, a point for every 2 bag symbols. There's 2, there's 2, and there's 2. So, there's 3 extra points. A point for every castle symbol. That one there. So, that's 4. A point for every builder symbol. There's one for 5. There's one on the grifter for 6. And I think that's that. So there's another 6 points for me. So 35. And then, yeah, the bot's definitely not a Lannister. The bot is the biggest wheeler dealer around. Or at least it has been the last couple of weeks. The bot has got a lot. So a point for every 2 resources has 2, 4, 6, 7 resources. So there's 3 points. What did he have already? 32. So 35. A point for every 2 in the castle. Didn't put any in the castle. A point for every flip debt. There's another point for you. So 36 altogether. So nothing extra for cards. We've done unpaid debts. The scores stand at 65 to 39. Acquired and approved deeds. I have 4 acquired, a point each. 2 approved for 3 each. So 6, 8, 10 points for me on the old deeds. Bot has an approved, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And the poverty card was revealed. Who has the most flipped deeds? It is me, with a grand total of 2. So I get 12 points. And the bot gets, in a 2-player game, we miss out the 8, so just gets the 4 points. So yeah, the bot would have been like an 8-point swing, wouldn't it? For the bot to have won that one. By just flipping, like, even if it had flipped, you just get like the top score halved, right? Or would you add them both together? That's what we did last time. We drew both of them, I think, last time. Or actually, no. At the very last turn, the bot got a load of flip debts. So the bot won debts and I won deeds. So it cancelled each other out, but we didn't look up halving them or anything. The prosperity card was not revealed, so it can happen. And I think it did definitely happen last time. So the game can be triggered by one of them, and then the other one can happen at the same time, or maybe in the last round. So then the other majority would happen. But in this case, it didn't happen. Which is a shame, because I'd win that. So no prosperity card. Resources remaining. The bot does get a point each. 3, 6, 7. 7 points. The final score was 87 to 57, which actually, last time it was like 100 to 70. So maybe it's empowered by the options of the new expansions. Great things there. But yeah, as Sam is saying, like, it's definitely not always this easy. If it's just the vanilla game, but you can see my live one that I did last year against the castle bot. You can see me just flounder and flummox, and the score's probably the same difference, but the other way around. Yeah, I did terribly in the other ones. If you let the bots run away with things, and I would say as well, the bot did quite a good job with manuscript, but there can be things where it just gets the right abilities from here, just ends up flipping a load of things. I have heard as well that I don't think I've ever played against it. There is another personality for the bots where they really like flipping cards, and I have heard tell that is a terrifying one to be against. But yes, I did have Scarlet is an amazing new card. Not that, like, Mariam would be an amazing one as well. The other one I had the option of gave me a really cool thing, but I would have to have gotten rid of it. It was Gerard. Would have gotten me another hero and 2 coins. He's got 3 merchant symbols on him right at the start when there's loads of merchant symbols available. But I would have had to get rid of him. I didn't choose him. I chose Scarlet, but because she was paired with that start card that put me on a perfect space and gave me an inkwell and, yeah, all of the stars aligned. And then there was, like, extra cleric to dismiss there and cleric there. Yeah. And I don't think we really saw cleric everywhere. Hero cleric. No, we didn't really see any, like, come up after that as well. So just got really, really, really lucky. Extra clarification, we get... Oh, yeah, the chest points as well, yeah. We've each got 2 chests, so it's 5 points for the chests as well. So we each did a little bit better than that. But hey, there we go. I'm pleased with that. At least, if nothing else. If you're not intrigued by all of the various options and extra things and little tweaks and differences and variations that the 2 expansions offer you, hey, maybe you'll... I don't think they give you the power to suddenly be better against the bot, but hey, maybe it's just... Maybe they give you the confidence to do it. They at least, like... And the chest, the starting chest as well, like, that was out in the display of... use the clergy things for something else. Also in the display that would have been useful. Use a clergy symbol as a builder or a castle as well. That would have been, maybe not great for just focused manuscript, but it would have given me options early on, and I could have done a bit of everything. Because, going for buildings, as long as you could do it and get them out, that's unlocking all of these things on your player board, all of these options to allow you to go into other things as well. Yeah, everything's great. And it's time and place. And manuscripting went particularly well here. I hope you enjoyed seeing some more Viscounts of the West Kingdom anyway, but with the Keeper of Keys expansion, you can see the Gates of Gold expansion that we did a playthrough for against a different bot personality. I did that last week, but it'll all be linked. There'll be a playlist with them all in. There are quite a few West Kingdom playlists as well. If you're curious about paladins and architects, then they are covered in various forms, in their solo modes, in their co-op modes. There's a lot of West Kingdom on here at this point. And at some point very soon, it has been extra requested, but I don't know why I'm trying to look at it as if you can see it. But yeah, Paladins. My Paladins Kickstarter came just before Christmas, and I haven't played the City of Crowns expansion yet. Really looking forward to that, because Paladins is excellent as well. But yeah, loads and loads of stuff. Watch all of those things. It's late. I've been doing a lot of stuff today. But yes, I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. GMT. Rachel will be joining me, and we will be continuing as we reach, the epic finale. We aren't quite there yet. We're in chapter 9, I think, of Role Player Adventures. You can see our crazy story and all the twists and turns it's taken live tomorrow. All of it, of course, is available to watch back later. Oh, thanks, Sam. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's another great game of it. Like, obviously, I won it, so I'm pretty pleased with it. But yeah, it's great that, like, sometimes, even the one that I lost that I'm talking about, watching it through, it's still really fun. Even as you can see me realise I should have been doing the castle about half an hour ago. Even after realising it's far too late for any of that, it's still great working out what you could do next time and what you should have done. But as much as it's nice competing against the bot that's doing really well and you have to really keep on your toes, it's great every once in a while having kind of the stars align and noticing things at the right time. And I say noticing things, having things pointed out in the chat for you really helps as well. It helps when there are several people watching you play and telling you what you should be doing and what you keep forgetting. But yes, I love Viscounts. I love West Kingdom. Check out all that other stuff that is on the channel. I'll be back very soon. Role Player Adventures. You can check on Monday for what I'm going to be streaming next week. There will be some more Hadrian's Wall very, very soon. I'm pointing at you for that. But yes, thank you very, very much for being here. Subscribe and follow me and comment in all of the places. YouTube likes it when you do that, and then YouTube likes me, so vicariously. And I like it when you do it as well. And patreon.com if you would like to help me out there. I'm going to stop talking. This outro does end eventually. But no, I'll just keep going around in circles and saying it all. Thank you very much for being here, everyone. This was great. And I hope you'll join me again soon. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.